Hello, and welcome to the Designing with Love podcast. I am your host, Jackie Pellegrin, where my goal is to bring you information, tips, and tricks as an instructional designer. Hello, GCU students, alumni, and fellow educators. Welcome to episode 63 of the Designing with Love podcast. So maybe you've heard the names behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, humanism, and connectivism, but aren't quite sure what to do with them. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Understanding these theories is a great start, but the real magic happens when we move from theory to practice, when we bring them to life in the way we design, build, and deliver learning experiences. In this episode, I'll walk you through each of the major learning theories, show you what they look like in action, and share practical tips for applying them, especially if you're new to instructional design. So, grab a cup of coffee, your notebook, and let's get started. Let's begin with behaviorism, the classic theory of learning through conditioning. It's all about observable behaviors, reinforcement, and repetition. You'll see this theory in action anytime you design a course with practice drills, quizzes, or rewards for correct answers. Think, if the learner does X, then Y happens. In practice, you can do the following. Number 1, use short, focus assessments with instant feedback. Number 2, reward progress with digital badges or certificates. Number 3, repeat key information through spaced repetition or a gamified review. Here's an example of this theory in practice. Imagine you're designing a compliance training on workplace safety. You might create short video lessons followed by multiple choice quizzes. Each correct answer gets immediate feedback and moves the learner forward. Finish the course, earn a badge and certificate. Why it works? This theory encourages correct behaviors through reinforcement, perfect for tasks that require accuracy and memorization. Next up is cognitivism, which focuses on how learners take in, process, and store information. Where behaviorism focuses on the output, cognitivism looks at the mental processes involved in learning, like perception, memory, and problem solving. To apply this theory, try the following. Number 1, chunking content into manageable sections. Number 2, using advanced organizers like concept maps or outlines. Number 3, aligning content to Bloom's taxonomy to scaffold higher order thinking. Here's an example of this theory in practice. Imagine you're designing a software onboarding course. Instead of a long, overwhelming video, you break it into bite-sized lessons. Each one builds on the previous. You use flowcharts and diagrams to visually guide learners through complex workflows. Why it works? Cognitivism helps reduce cognitive overload and supports retention by organizing information in a logical, learner-friendly way. Now let's talk about constructivism. This one's all about learners building their own understanding through experiences, reflection, and social interaction. You can put this theory into practice by doing the following. Number 1, designing problem-solving scenarios or case studies. Number 2, encouraging learners to reflect, collaborate, or even co-create. Number 3, incorporating real-world tasks where learners apply knowledge. Here's an example of this theory in practice. Let's say you're creating a leadership training for new managers. Instead of lecturing, you present a workplace scenario and ask learners to analyze it, make decisions, and discuss their rationale in a group forum. Why it works? Learners aren't just absorbing information. They're engaging in meaningful, contextualized learning experiences that mirror the real world. Now, let's shift gears into something a bit more personal, humanism. This theory is all about growth, motivation, and the idea that learners are whole people, not just information processors. To use humanism in your designs, I suggest the following. Number 1, offer learner choice through self-directed pathways. Number 2, include opportunities for reflection, journaling, or discussion among peers. Number 3, Support intrinsic motivation by aligning the learning with personal goals. Here's an example of this theory in practice. Picture a wellness course for employees. You offer several modules: nutrition, stress management, and work-life balance, and let learners choose where to start. Each session ends with a short reflection prompt encouraging self-awareness and personal growth. Why it works. When learners feel seen, valued, and empowered, they're more likely to be engaged and take ownership of their learning. Last but not least is connectivism, a modern theory for a digital age. It suggests that learning happens through networks and that knowledge is distributed, not just held in one's mind, but across people and technology. To put this theory into practice, you can do the following. Number 1, build community learning spaces using forums or social tools. Number 2, encourage learners to find, curate, and share their own resources. Number 3, teach learners how to learn, how to search, filter, and evaluate information online. Here's an example of this theory in practice. Imagine you're building a digital literacy course. Rather than creating all the content yourself, you guide learners to explore videos, blogs, and articles. They then contribute to a shared wiki, building a living library of resources together. Why it works. This empowers learners to navigate a fast-changing information landscape and stay connected to current knowledge. So, which theory should you choose? The answer is, it depends. Here's some quick tips to help you. Tip number 1, use behaviorism when teaching facts, rules, or procedures. Tip number 2, use cognitivism when teaching concepts or structured processes. Tip number 3, use constructivism for problem solving and experiential learning. Tip number 4, use humanism to foster motivation and personal development. And finally, tip number 5, use connectivism for digital, collaborative, or lifelong learning experiences. Oh, and guess what? You don't have to choose just one. Many great learning experiences blend different learning theories. The key here is to be intentional. Match your theory or theories to the goals, learners, and the context of your next project. As instructional designers, we're more than just content creators. We're experience architects. And when we use learning theories with purpose, we move from just teaching to truly transforming. So, the next time you start a project, ask yourself, what do I want my learners to feel, do, and understand? And then which theory can help bring that vision to life? As instructional designers, we don't just create content, we create opportunities for transformation. Here's a little reflection activity before we go. Think of a current or upcoming design project. Which learning theory aligns best with your goals and audience? How might you apply it in one or two specific ways? Make sure to pause, reflect, and jot your ideas down, or share them with a colleague. This is where the real learning starts, by taking action. As I mentioned earlier, as instructional designers, we're more than just content creators. We're experience architects. And when we use learning theories with purpose, we move from just teaching to truly transforming. If you found this episode helpful, I encourage you to share it with a colleague or fellow instructional designer, especially if they are new to the field. Chances are they will also find some valuable information they can apply to their projects. As I conclude this episode, here's an inspiring quote from Assata Shakur. Theory without practice is just as incomplete as practice without theory. The two have to go hand in hand. This quote underscores that understanding theories is essential, but real impact happens when they're applied intentionally in design. Thank you for taking some time to listen to this podcast episode today. Your support means the world to me. If you'd like to help keep the podcast going, you can share it with a friend or colleague, leave a heartfelt review, or offer a monetary contribution. Every act of support, big or small, makes a difference, and I'm truly thankful for you.